The sound of a crackling radio tuning in and out, faint static. Suddenly, a beat emerges unmistakably disco. Imagine it's the late 1970s. You're sitting in a dimly lit room in Lucknow. The glow of the radio, your only companion. The voice on All India Radio's English service announces.
This is All India Radio broadcasting.
All India Radio. Three magic words that bring to immediate end.
And now from the top of the Western charts, here's Boney M with Rasputin. The room fills with pulsating beats, and for a moment it feels like the whole world is dancing. In the years following independence, All India Radio AIR wasn't just a broadcaster. It was the beating heart of a nation finding its voice, stitching together a newly formed India through its airwaves. Hello and welcome to A Century of Stories India, brought to you by IDFC FIRST Bank. Always you first. I'm your host Kunal, and today we're tuning into the fascinating tale of All India Radio. From music to messages of national significance, AIR was much more than sound. It was the soul of a nation. Now, let's rewind. Let's rewind to 1947, to the midnight of August 15th. As India awoke to life and freedom, AIR carried Jawaharlal Nehru's iconic Tryst with Destiny speech into millions of homes. It wasn't just broadcasting history. India was actually living it. That moment, filled with hope and pride, marked the beginning of AIR's journey as the voice of independent India, a role it would embrace in the decades to come. By 1948, AIR had cemented its place as the nation's trusted anchor, breaking the tragic news of Mahatma Gandhi's assassination with a calm yet poignant broadcast. In moments of celebration or sorrow, AIR was always there, uniting a diverse country with a shared narrative. In the years that followed, AIR became much more than just a broadcaster. It was a teacher, a guide, and sometimes even a lifeline. Campaigns like the Pulse Polio Drive owe much of their success to AIR's relentless messaging. The jingle, To Boond Zindagi Ki, wasn't just a catchy tune. It was a call to action that reached even the most remote villages, convincing parents to vaccinate their children and helping India achieve polio eradication. During the Green Revolution, All India Radio's agricultural programs like Krishi Darshan introduced farmers to modern techniques, hybrid seeds, and innovative irrigation practices. It wasn't just information, it was transformation, turning India into a food-secure nation. Similarly, All India Radio amplified social initiatives like the midday meal scheme and the right to education, bringing the policies to life through drama, songs, and relatable stories that resonated with communities all across the country. Speaking of communities, All India Radio was a cultural unifier in a country bursting with diversity. Regional traditions found a national stage as Tamil folk songs reached Punjab and Assamese melodies echoed in Kerala. AIR celebrated India's rich tapestry, ensuring that no culture, no language, and no voice went unheard. And then there was the entertainment. Shows like Hawa Mahal brought drama, comedy, and intrigue into people's homes, captivating families with stories of love, betrayal, and everything in between. Cricket commentary, meanwhile, turned living rooms into stadiums. Even our dot ball could sound like the climax of a thriller when narrated by All India Radio's legendary commentators. By the 1960s, All India Radio wasn't just reflecting India, it was opening a window to the world. Programs like Saturday Date introduced Indian listeners to global icons like the Beatles, ABBA, offering glimpses of cultures beyond our borders. Western music wasn't just entertainment. it was aspiration. For many, All India Radio was their first and only access to the rhythms and melodies of the wider world. When crisis struck, All India Radio was a lifeline. Whether it was natural disasters, elections, or breaking news, when you heard, "Ye Akashwani hai," you knew you were getting reliable information delivered with calm authority. It wasn't just a broadcaster, it was a voice of reassurance. By the 1990s, as liberalization transformed India's economy, FM radio emerged as a powerful medium. All India Radio's FM Rainbow channel became a phenomena, blending Bollywood hits, Western pop and indie tracks. It captured the aspirations of a young, diverse, modern, yet deeply rooted India in its heritage. Even as private radio channels mushroomed, All India Radio remained unique, balancing its role as an entertainer and educator. It ensured that every voice was heard and every story told. Today, in the age of Spotify and YouTube, All India Radio's crackling airwaves may feel old school, but its legacy lives on. It showed us that sound can do more than entertain. It can unite, inspire, and transform. From announcing Nehru's midnight speech to carrying Hawa Mahal's laughter and cricket's cheers, All India Radio wasn't just a voice in the room. It was the voice of India. All India Radio wasn't just a broadcaster. It was a bridge between the government and its people, between tradition and modernity, and between India and the world. This has been A Century of Stories, India, brought to you by IDFC FIRST Bank. Always you first. I'm Kunal Vijaykar, and next week, we'll dive into another story of how India's cultural fabric has been shaped over the decades. Time for some safe banking tips from IDFC FIRST Bank. You may have come across a new kind of job offer where you're promised quick money just for liking YouTube videos and subscribing to channels. Do not respond to such messages. They are just a ploy to get your personal banking information. That said, if you like our content, please like this video and subscribe to this channel.